One second, y'all. One second. All right. Ah, let me know if y'all hear me. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. Let me know. I never really do StreamYard on my phone. I usually do it on the laptop. So hold on me. What's going on, y'all? Car vlog. Car vlog. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. A blessed day. This is Chris Classic dropping a live multicast on the way home. I'll be home in like 20 some minutes. So I did want to talk about this. I made a post about it, and I want people's input on it as well. And that is about AEW. And once again, let me know if you guys can hear me, because this is the first time I'm doing it on the phone. I want to make sure everything is clear. I've done straight promos to where I did a whole 2 minute promo and I realized I didn't even record it. And I felt like it was like one of the best things I did. But going into it, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and everything like that. I said I only got like a few minutes to speak about this, so let me go into it. All right, look, AEW does not care to push big men, the giant guys. When I say that, these are guys that are very tall or very strong, or let's say 250 plus. I don't think they really care to push them. And to me, it's so blatant to be a company that's 4 years in the game, and it's just like no real big monster push. That just says something. And I made a video about this when the company was only 2 years old, and I feel like it's just a spiteful thing, and it's just like if you are big or a certain way, I do feel like they're just trying to show something. I think they're trying to prove a point. I just think they're executing it bad. Many of these guys are smaller or skinnier and things like that in the body department. And there's a lot of people who have had tryouts for WWE or other big companies, and then they say that they need to gain weight, they need to do this and that. You look a certain way, and I do think that some of the friends of Tony who have helped him book and do certain things, I do feel like they're taking it out on the bigger guys. I do feel like they're trying to prove a point. Like smaller guys could be serious and carry a company. And I'm not here to say that smaller guys cannot. I do like that. There's nothing wrong with having a smaller guy there. I know there are some people that have trouble with having smaller guys winning the heavyweight title. I don't even have nothing against that. I just feel like they're just trying to show something, and they're taking it out on guys like a Wardlow and a Willie Hobbs, a Powerhouse Hobbs, and a Keith Lee. I really do feel like that. And it's just like, because some of these guys are smaller on the wrestling scale, and wrestling is known as the land of the giants. And I really feel like they want to carry the company without pushing these guys. And that is unfair, and it is kind of crappy and stuff like that. Biggest thing is, I got some comments. Rob says, Lafayette, Indiana in the building. What's happening? What's up, sir? Salute to you and everything you continue to do. Simmer, what's going on? Say, I agree with your title. But compared to women, last thing we want to see is Hobbs with his butt out like he used to. No, I'm going to talk about Hobbs too. All right, with Wardlow, right? Wardlow was a very popular person. Like, even when he was aligned with the MJF, people was waiting for him to break away. Sort of felt like Batista and Evolution with Triple H and things like that. I really feel like people was behind this guy. He developed something, and the crowd was into it, because a lot of people be like, oh, well, this person doesn't connect. This person doesn't connect. Warlow did a great job with everything he did, even how he participated in the CM Punk and MJF match, acting like he couldn't find the ring and then he found it and things like that. Warlow was one of the guys, to be honest. This is a dude that should be somewhere close to the top. You know, the Powerbomb Symphony and stuff like that. He was doing the Powerbomb thing, and people were singing the song, and they was chanting, they wanted one more time. They did the story that where he wasn't signed by AEW, he was signed under MJF. And when he finally beat MJF, he finally got a contract, even though, you know, they did it right for the most part. The feud with Scorpio Sky for the TNT title. Oh my God, let me not get on the TNT title. And then after that, it was just like a back and forth thing. He would lose it, he would win it, he would lose it, he would win it. He got a haircut. The haircut ain't got nothing to do with it. But I'm just saying, it's just like, dude, especially now with MJF as a champ, it would be a good way to rekindle the feud. I'm not sitting here saying that he got to win the title. Not even saying that at all. It's just like the treatment of Warlow. Out of all the big men that they have, I think he's the one. Like, dog, I made a video about it. I was like, dude, what's wrong? What happened with Warlow? People like to see him. They was cheering for him and things like that. He was doing some stuff. I mean, he was even doing things that even the smaller people do, swantons and all kind of stuff. And last time we heard from Warlow was when he lost to another big guy, Luchasaurus, for the TNT title. And it's just like that TNT title, man. Just stay away from it, man. The TNT stands for that niche title because it's a niche title. The Atlantic title seems like it's more prestigious because Orange Cassidy is out there working, defending it, going against these people and things like that. With the TNT title, you rarely see it. You see promos and things like that. You see Christian talking because Luchasaurus can't really talk like that and whatever like that. And I don't think that it's going to be a big reign for Luchasaurus with the TNT title. I feel like either Darby's going to win it or Luchasaurus is going to win. I mean, not Luchasaurus, Warlow is going to win it. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the TNT title. But I think Warlow is one of those guys that's just like, he should be up there already. But it's just like, y'all keep on bringing him back doing like stuff to me that's very pointless unless y'all feel like he's not ready. But you can't even say that because y'all pushing people that's way not ready. Y'all promoting people that's not ready. So I'm trying to understand what's wrong with Warlow. Like, what Warlow do to y'all, man? He powerbomb somebody. What did he do? Did he make a comment? Maybe he made a comment because people getting punished for comments about certain things. I don't know. Like I said, but Warlow was definitely one of the ones that like should have just been like somewhere up there going against the pillars or something like that, or just being into it. But I do feel like Warlow was just one of those guys who he improved and everything like that. Then y'all cut his hair. Then, you know, all of the stuff with Christian and then Luchasaurus and stuff. So who knows? Powerhouse Hobbs, he is a guy that still needs work, and I do feel like he needs a manager. And y'all gave him, out of all the managers to give him, y'all gave him QT Marshall. And it's like, look, a lot of people feel a certain way about Marshall. I don't think he should be the one managing Willie Hobbs. I know that he has like a lady acting like a secretary or something like that, but no, I don't think it's him. I'd rather have Mark Sterling as as Powerhouse Hobbs manager, to be honest. I'd rather have him or something, or maybe somebody else. You know, I thought the Team Taz thing was good, and I really wish they would have capitalized on Team Taz when they had it, not just revolving on the FTW title, which another big guy had, Brian Cage, but he rarely defended it. But other than that, you know, I think, you know, they y'all were doing vignettes of Powerhouse Hobbs about his upbringing, where he came from, and how he became a monster. Became a monster because people was monsters to him. Stuff like that makes people look at your product and try to see what this man can do. He had the singlet Monstar. I like that. That stuff was dope. He worked on his body a little bit more. He looks more like a serious contender. And y'all said, y'all know what? Y'all let's put him with let's put him with QT Marshall. Marshall not. That's what y'all shouldn't have did. Or y'all could have at least had him with Callis, but y'all doing the thing with Omega and Callis. But I'm like, I probably would have been a better thing to say that this guy could actually take out Kenny Omega when he feels like it, instead of Takeshita. I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. Takeshita. I really think that this probably would have been a better role for a big guy like a Powerhouse Hobbs or things like that. I'm not sitting here saying once again that he gotta win or beat Kenny Omega or whatever like that, because you dang near gotta shoot Kenny Omega to win them to win the match. You gotta hit him with a card, you gotta call Optimus, and you gotta call the Avengers to actually beat Kenny Omega in AEW. So I not even saying that he would win or anything like that, but I do think that that would have probably gave him something a better limelight than Takeshita. Like people like Takeshita and stuff like that, but I think that it would have worked for Hobbs. Keith Lee. Keith Lee. Brother Keith Lee. Lee of the Keith. Bask in his glory. Formerly known as the Bearcat. Keith Lee. AKA, I used to look like Uncle Ben because I didn't dye my hair black. Keith Lee. Some of these is not his fault at all. Some of these is not his fault. I think that people was behind Keith, and people still like Keith. I like Keith. You get what I'm saying? I just think that y'all did his debut very good. Y'all incorporated him in matches was very good and stuff like that. And then y'all gave him the title with Swerve, the titles that the Acclaim should have had. Excuse me. But Keith was one of those guys that you probably would have bet money on that he would have possibly been somewhere up to where he is now. I know he teams with Dustin Rhodes now from time to time, and he does like a couple random tag matches and things like that. But I think Keith Lee is one of those guys who was even on the independent scene. A lot of people's like, man, this dude is going to be unstoppable when he gets signed. And going before AEW and WWE, the way they had him in that Survivor Series match was pretty good and things like that. And everything was going good for him in WWE. And then I know he had a health problem and stuff like that. And then the Bearcat stuff started happening. And then when he got signed to AEW, people was like, oh, well, AEW know what to do with him. They know what to do with him. They're going to utilize him right. Next champ, next this, and next that. And don't get me wrong, he's a former tag champ with Swerve Strickland, but then he came out with like a big cape. Now, a person, as a wrestler who comes out with a cape, I ain't gonna lie, that cape was immaculate. If you guys are commenting on Facebook, I cannot see it only because I'm on my phone through StreamYard. So I'm already saying it now because last time I did something, there was a whole bunch of comments. So do apologize to you guys. I am on StreamYard via my YouTube channel, the Take It Home podcast as well, just in case you guys want to comment. But going back into it, Keith Lee is just one of those ones that, you know, with the right stuff. And when I'm saying push, I don't mean push like what other people mean push, as in they got to win all of their matches and have a championship or anything like that, or they have to challenge for the title. My thing is just make them look credible and believable. That's like my biggest thing in professional wrestling at times, is that most of this stuff is not believable anymore. It doesn't look believable because the wrestlers put it together to make it non-believable. Like, and when I say unbelievable, I don't mean it in a good way. Like, wow, that match was unbelievable. No, it was unbelievable because the smallest guy is doing stalling suplexes to the biggest guy, or the biggest guy is losing to the smallest guy through a move that didn't even look right. It looked like it hurt and things like that. That's what I'm saying. You know, the big aspect, having giants and big guys that are bigger than normal people, than average people, that sells the aesthetic of what professional wrestling is. As, okay, like these guys are going to hurt each other. They're going to kill each other and stuff like that. And then when you have a smaller guy, not even sitting here saying that the smaller guy has to be thrown around in the ring all the time, or they have to be an underdog, but they have to be smart. You can't lift this person. So what are you going to do? You're going to go for a body part. You're going to go for a limb or something like that. You're going to make them tired. You're going to be their punching bag and things like that. Aspects of an underdog too, but at the same time, you do things a certain way. You get what I'm saying? Strikes look legit. You hit them and maybe you can knock them out with one good swing or something like that. Those are the kind of things that are good. When you don't have like big guys or bigger guys and things like that, it kind of takes it away for a little bit. You know, and I like how Brock is. I do like how he's not going for hokey dory stuff when it comes to wrestling. A lot of people don't like that, but I agree. You know, when they was talking about him potentially facing Bray Wyatt, I'm like, no, I wouldn't do it neither. And he said no, and I don't blame him because basically trying to make him look scared of Bray Wyatt because of the supernatural thing. It just wouldn't work to me. And even like the Undertaker, right, who is my favorite wrestler, who does supernatural things, he also has a thing of believability because he can actually wrestle. He's strong. He can pick up guys bigger than him and things like that. Like we've seen him tombstone Mark Henry. We've seen him do certain things. And with Bray, who's shorter and let's face it, a little bit tubby, even though he lost a lot of weight, it's just different. It's just hokey dory because he has puppets now. He has things and stuff like that. So like that would have probably made Brock look a little bad if he was trying to sell fear and stuff like that. And with Bobby, I didn't even want Bobby to go against, and I'm glad it didn't happen. I hope everything's all right with Bray, but it's just the aesthetic of the big guy. And the big guy does not have to win every match. I want to reiterate that. It's just the thing of believability, the land of the giants. Look at this guy. This guy looks like he can break skillets in half. He can twist a quarter with his thumbs and his knuckles and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying with that. And then Jay, my homie Jay on Facebook, he feels like it's basically kind of a drought in professional wrestling on the big men. And I do agree with that because even then, when you do have big guys, they're doing the lucha and cruiserweight stuff with the smaller guys. Brian Cage. Oh, man, where that come from? I sneeze. Bless me. But going back into it, like even like Brian Cage is a bigger guy, but he is short. But to me, that don't be like, okay, well, you got to go do what they do. And then, Brian Cage is dang near the king of intergender matches. And he's been making women look like $1,000,000. Women that don't even look as big as his leg. Flipping for him, then power bomb from him, and all of that stuff. So I don't know. That's what I'm just saying, man. It's not, to me, I just feel like it's blatant. I don't feel like it's like they don't have stars and stuff like that. Because I think that Wardlow was just one of those guys they could have put the machine behind and people would have fell for it and they would have liked him. I don't even think people would have got tired for him. People just wanted to see him do power bombs. And he did all that other stuff, the Whisper in the Wind and all of that. He did all this other stuff. Not as much as Brian Cage, but still. Like when he had the TNT title, y'all was really booking this guy pretty good at one point. Y'all was promoting him versus Brian Cage one-on-one on AEW and things like that. Y'all had promotions, flyers for it. Big Bill, who used to be Big Cass in WWE. Y'all built that too. Y'all did a great job with these kind of things, with these matches. Him going against bigger guys. Him and Lance Archer. I like Lance Archer, but stop it. He leaves, he takes a break, then he comes back, and y'all make him seem like he's legit. And y'all haven't been treating him like he's legit. That's y'all fault. That ain't Lance's fault. It's y'all fault. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I do think that AEW need to start going to the thing of believability and start pushing a bigger guy. It's okay. It's fine. You can still prove your point with a big guy in the title picture or in upper echelon. It's okay. It's definitely fine. What do you guys think? Because I definitely feel like it is. They do. I think WWE does a great job with pushing certain big guys and things like that. And sometimes they do a bad thing. As far as pushing a big guy now, outside of just tallness with Damian Priest, they're probably not going to because they got the storylines with Jay and with a bloodline basically, and Seth is doing his thing with Finn and stuff like that. And that's only just probably a way for Damian Priest to cash in. So, what do you guys think? Am I tripping? Do they need to push a bigger guy? Do they have any big guys that are believable that you would push, that you allow to push? Like, let me know. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day as I'm close to home. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.